Hi guys, I'm Kaz. I own Leap of Faith Coaching Services and I help clients to be their best version. Today I'm doing 1 of 7 into my Kybalion series on the 7 hermetic principles. Now I'm going to do one each day and try and explain to the best of my knowledge what each of the principles is and how to kind of incorporate into everyday life. As you can tell, I've read this book quite a lot because I loved it, and it tied together quite a lot of the paradoxes that I'd found from the law of attraction, and it totally helped me kind of tie everything in together and understand how the world works. So it is the kybalion by the 3 initiates, and it is about, or the body of work is kind of from Hermes Trismegistus, who is some sort of ancient Egyptian and Greek philosophy alchemist person, scribe of the gods. There's a lot of work on this. The word kind of hermetic, hermetically sealed, as in sealed. It comes from sort of this stuff. So there's 7 hermetic principles, which are natural laws which govern the universe, and these are written about consistently. There's the law of, well, they're calling it principles, I would say laws, but the principle of mentalism, the principle of correspondence, the principle of vibration. Then we've got polarity, rhythm, cause and effect, and gender. The first 3 kind of supersede the rest, but an understanding of all of them, especially when we get to down 4 and 5, which are polarity and rhythm, it definitely ties in and helps kind of bridge the gaps that the law of attraction knowledge gives us. So the law of mentalism states that all is mind and that the universe is mental, and it is basically given us what the law of attraction, what new thought people, what the psychology, the positive psychology people are telling us, that everything begins with thought, that everything kind of originates in the mind first. So how to interpret this in everyday life is that every situation and everything that we do and see around us, there had to be kind of a mental process that preceded that. So the chair that you're sat on now had to first be kind of a thought in somebody's head. They had to think to design that chair, make the chair before you then sat on the chair. The chair just didn't materialize. So everything in our life comes first from a mental process that preceded it. So if you think, and this applies so much to life coaching, so much to the law of attraction, if we believe something or think something, we act as if it's true, and it therefore becomes our truth. So you can understand how everything is mental in nature, that everything is thought first. If you believe that something is impossible and you can't do that, then you won't do it, and you will say that it's impossible, but the thought came first. So it's how to not manipulate the world, it's how to change the world around you using your mental processes. And what it also says is that he who grasps the mental nature of the universe is well on the path to mastery. Everybody, or a lot of the general population, are running around screaming at situations and people and circumstances. There are thoughts that preceded those that attracted that in the first place. And in order to change anything in our reality, we have to first change our thought processes. The thought come first. You had to think to watch this video before you watched it. The video just didn't magically turn up on your phone. You had to think to go and buy the phone first. You had to decide that you were good enough or not good enough in order to go for something. There was always something mental that preceded it. And we think that there is an objective reality out there, that the world out there is just out there and it just is. And again, that's just absolutely so far from the truth. I'll use an example of a dog. If I asked 100 people, showed 100 people a picture of a dog, or showed a dog to 100 people and asked them to tell me about that dog, if it was an objective reality, an objective truth, you would get 100 same descriptions of a dog. In actual fact, you will get 100 different descriptions. Some people will say it's a nice, cuddly, fluffy friend. Some people will say it's a dangerous animal. Some people would ask why I'm showing them a picture of a dog. there would be, depending on how you interpret, or your filters of the world will change the dog. It no longer becomes a dog, it becomes an animal that bit you, or it becomes something to fear, or it becomes something that you want to cuddle. It's not just a dog, we've put our subjective view on it. So in order to change the outer, again, we have to change our view of things, we have to change the inner. So I'm going to discuss the other principles in the next sessions to follow. But this was number one. This was the kind of main one, and the one to get your head around first. That everything first originates from thought, from a mental process. And the power of our mind supersedes the power of, well, it supersedes matter, it supersedes reality, because it is the mind that got us that reality in the first place. So mind is always the most powerful, and once we can learn to use our mind correctly and not to our disadvantage or by default, then we can start and create what we want, because all is mental, so everything comes from the mind. So tomorrow I'm going to do the principle of correspondence and then the principle of vibration. Thanks very much, and if you haven't, can you subscribe and like if you do. Thank you, have an awesome day. Bye.